Hey! I've successfully eaten, and no longer feel like a pile of oof. Okay, so let me pull up chat. I'm tired. I don't have YouTube open. Okay. Okay. There we go. Alright. Live. Alright. Now I'm gonna go here. Da da dum. Da 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 dum. Dum da dum da dum 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 dum. I'm just waiting for people to show up. Until there's at least one person here, I don't want to read. I will not read to myself. Still nobody here. Okay. Man, it's so sad with no one being here. It's like just me in this sad abyss of YouTube. No one watching. No one listening. No one here. Kinda sucks. I'll ask a question from the reading being read on a YouTube stream, and the first person to answer correctly gets free art. I'll be doing this until the book is done. Done. So there be plenty of opportunities. Plenty of opportunities. Come and hang out and get some art for free. Link to the stream. Don't have to subscribe. Wait. Looking for company while I read. I want to pick like a good drawing I've done for the front cover. How about alright. I'm working on making a chat to get some more people here. Roberto Fontanez was here, but they left. Was here. Now there's one person here. I think it's Darl. I have this feeling it's Darl that just got here. I'm gonna wait until there's a few more people. Alright, let's see here. Gasp! My boy! Let me let him know. I'm streaming. Oh, you are still here. Hello. Wolfie! Hi, Wolfie! I miss you. Alright, let's see if anyone's joined this chat. No one's joined the free art chat, again. I said, so, you want some free art? I'm reading, and every chapter I'm going to take a break and draw some free art. I'll ask a question from the reading, being read on the YouTube stream, and the first person to answer correctly gets free art. I'll be doing this until the book is done, so there will be plenty of opportunities. Come and hang out and get some art for free. You don't have to subscribe, by the way. I'm just looking for some company while I read. Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. Give me 1 second. Just gonna... Welcome everybody. There. So I'm actually going to start over this music thing. I actually really like this one. It's only 30 minutes long, but I've really enjoyed this one so far. So, we're more than halfway through the book now, and we will be starting on the chapter called The Man I Killed. Hey, Darl. I thought that was Darl. I thought Darl was here. Channel Mildenberger. Hey, ya. Hey, Channel Mildenberger. Hello, everyone. Hi. It's me. Okay, so, I'm gonna turn this one down, actually. 2 down, okay. Got my blanket. I'm gonna turn on my lamp. Got a nice full tummy right now. Chanel. Channel? Chanel? I feel like I said channel and I should have said Chanel. Alright, so. Let me look into this real quick. Lamp. Can I get a large lamp? Will Night Foxy just shoot me those ideas then? I'll look at them in a bit. So, let me see if there's anyone who's joined the free art chat. Welcome. Sweetie Bear, you're familiar. I feel like I either commissioned you or you commissioned me. Like I know you and I don't know why. I definitely have seen you before. Oh, yep. You've commissioned me before. For your dragon dude, Kyanite or something. Yeah, here it is. I did this one for you. I feel like I did something else for you though. Like we had like a... We did like an art trade or something? I can't remember. I feel like I owe you art. I honestly can't remember. Oh no, I drew you art of Otto. That's the other one I did. Otto is I wonder if you put it here. Oh, this looks like an LPS, the way that this is drawn. I think I drew some art of Otto. I think I did. He looks familiar. It's probably somewhere in the back. And if it's not, then I guess I just didn't draw it. I swear I did something with Otto, though. I thought I remembered drawing something with him. I don't know. Okay. I guess I'm going crazy. Yep. Alright. So we only got one person in the free art chat right now. That's surprising. Oh, there's a very few amount of people online right now. There's 800 people online right now. When usually there's somewhere around 2,000 to 4,000 people online. So that's probably why no one is joining. It's because there's like nobody online. Alright. Well, with the people we've got here, I guess if you've got Amino, if you have me on Amino, for the people in YouTube and the YouTube chat, I guess I'll just do that part, the asking questions here. And then if you can answer it here, and then whoever wins for a round can send me their reference over Amino, if they have Amino. Yeah, and I like that you're still using... Did I just get a notification? What just happened here? Thank you for subscribing, Chanel! Also, I'm mad. It's not supposed to be the zombie. I fixed it, I thought. Hold on. I gotta look for something now on Streamlabs because it's not supposed to be a zombie that shows up. How do I? Yep, streamlabs.com. Yeah, it's not, I have a picture of Flip. It's a picture of Flip that's supposed to pop up. I thought I had it set up like that. I should, anyways. Okay, log in. I'm following the like me know in your Discord. I do have a Discord, Night Foxy. I've gained 1 subscriber. I'm glad that I actually made the sound though, that's good. It means it's kind of working. Oh, I can change the background color. If I want it, I can make it pastel green if I wanted. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Maybe I only changed it for donations. Okay. Subscribers. Oh, I probably just didn't. Yeah, that's why. Change media. This one. There we go. Hi, Wolfie. Alright, there we go. Save settings. Updated. Now, delete this one. And now launch this one. There we go. Let's see how that looks on stream. Awesome. I like that way better. That pale green is way nicer. Yeah, shut up. Oh, what? It doesn't let you go back? I have my stream set up the wrong way. Whatever. I'll fix that later. Roberto, do you play Skyrim? I do not. Flip, what's your amino? It is Flip the Snow Ferret, I think. It should just be up in the public chats, not a ton there. Yeah, there's not very many there. Okay, so everything is fixed for donations and Streamlabs, so donations are appreciated. Obviously you don't have to donate, but if you do, I'll be really happy. I'm working on getting a transparent GIF made of Flip that I could use for donations and for things, so yeah. Until then, I don't have that, but anybody who wants to donate, the link is up there. It is also in the description, and I appreciate every donation. And will be very, very happy. And I'm more likely to draw your character in reality. Just because, you know, yeah. That's alright, Wolfie. Thanks for showing up anyways. Night Foxy, if you keep showing up, I might mod you, by the way. If you, like, periodically are at my streams, I might mod you for real. Because you seem very invested, and anybody who comes to a lot of my streams, I usually mod if they come a lot. And they act responsible, obviously. Okay. I can't log into my PayPal. What? Can't log into my PayPal. Sad. That's alright. And like I said, you don't have to donate. It's just that if you want to, you can. And I just fixed everything, and now it's that pretty pale green color instead of that, like, weird neon-y lemony green flip, which is what I wanted originally. I don't know why it didn't do it. I was like, what? It turns out I had only fixed it to be a picture of flip for the actual donations, not for subscribe as well. So I just went back and fixed that. Hey, Keeney. How's it going? I just started the stream, so I haven't started reading yet. I'm just chatting for a little bit. Then I'm going to read a chapter, and after each chapter, I'm going to be doing free art for whoever can answer the question. I ask a question based on that chapter that I just read, and if you answer it, the first person to answer it correctly will get free art. I haven't started reading it, though. Thank you! I will show y'all just for a second. This is Flip's suit, right here. So, he's a cute boy. Can I unsub and resub to see? I don't know if that works. Bye, Wolfie. So yeah, that's the suit right there, but right now it's covered up because I'm trying to keep the alert box there, and then I'm also trying to keep my face, I guess. So, this is my current setup, but it's, I don't know, it's not too bad. Yeah, bye, Wolfie. I'm really enjoying, oh, phone just did, or my phone, my laptop just did a weird thing. Also, I think I messed something up, but I've just been using studio mode because that works the best. You can change things, try things out without everyone seeing it, and then once you get it perfect, then you can click transition, and it'll make it so that what the people are seeing is on the other side of the screen. And then you can change things on one side without it changing what people are seeing, and then click transition, and then it changes it, but it'll still be streaming while you're trying to change things, which is pretty cool. So, I'm gonna do the little squiggly line. Okay. And I'm gonna start reading just a few minutes. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if the skull's furry, is it a close species? Because I just found out about that stuff. I drew one and I'm very confused about it. I don't think it's a close species. I'm pretty sure anyone can do it. It's like a wolf skull dog. I think they're called skull dogs. I don't think it's a close species. I'm pretty sure it's an open species. It's basically just like a half-dead dog, so I don't know why that would be like a closed species, because it's really just a dog skull with fluffy ears and cheeks, and the rest of the body is fluffy, but I don't know. I'm not really the person to ask about that just because I don't know. Okay. So, there's now only a few more chapters to go. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 more long chapters, and then a kind of fluctuating amount of, like, random amount of smaller chapters. Let me see how many chapters there are left. I'll actually see from the front. Look in the, the table of contents. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more chapters to read, but a lot of them are really short. Only 4 of them are long. So it's really like 5 chapters, because if you put the other ones together, it's 5 long chapters. But, like, if you put all the short ones together, it makes, like, 1 long chapter. So it's, like, 5 long chapters are left. So, that's easy peasy. We'll have it done. What time is it now? It's 4:40. We'll be done before 7 o'clock. So I'm estimating this will probably be about a 3-hour stream. Maybe 4 hours, maybe less than 3 hours. But I'm estimating about 3 hours it'll take for us to finish this book. So, because we're more than halfway through. We really are. When I'm looking at it right now, you can see we're more than halfway through. So it will not take us too long. Do you know anyone I can talk to about that? I do not. I'm sorry. The only person you can talk to me about Fluftrodons. I am a painter of that species, which basically means I'm one of the people that helped develop the character and develop the species and get the species out there for people to know. And I also am the sole founder of my species called the Celtic Feathertail, which you can find all information about that on my other thing. Okay, a few people are joining now. Hello. Alright, so let's get to reading. You guys are gonna have to be patient with me. We've got one kind of long chapter to go. This is a 4-page chapter, and then we'll take an art break, and I'll be doing the question and then the free art. And I'm actually gonna turn on my AC because it's starting to get warmer outside, which is... Actually, you know what? I'll just leave my blanket off. Maybe I could put some socks on. I just got these really cute new socks. I went into the Ville. I live in Korea, by the way. And I got these really cute sheep socks. They've got some Korean writing on them. So, and they got little hearts on the back. So I'm going to put these on, because my feetsies are cold. Actually, no! Wait, before I open these, I actually have a different pair of socks I could throw on. What did I do with them? Oh, I think I put them in here. Did I put them in here? I did! I'm gonna put on these socks. They're my Pride socks. It has a whole bunch of lions and rainbow sweaters. And then it says Pride at the bottom. Get it? Because Pride like gay pride, but then also Pride like a lion that is a pride. I'll put these socks on. They'll keep me warm. It's really just my toes that are cold. They're knee-high socks, apparently. Ah. Yeah, these will keep me warm. Oh, these are so cute. I haven't worn them yet. They're like brand new. I'm creating a new PayPal. Ooh. It's called OBS. That's what I'm using right now, actually. To stream, I'm using OBS. And then I can't get Streamlabs, like the app that's the streaming version of Streamlabs, because I stream on a Mac. It's my only computer, and they don't offer it for Mac. I can still use Streamlabs, like the actual, like, company sort of thing. But I do it differently. I have to screen capture my alert box window instead of just having it automatically as part of the streaming. I can't just go into my actual streaming software and click, ding, alert box, I'm going to place it here. Like, I can't do that. I have to screen capture and arrange it myself. It makes things a little bit more complicated, but it's not too bad. They're pretty great Pride socks. Let me just show you guys. Ah! So we got Lion Pride socks. They're great. Alright, so we're going to read The Man I Killed, and it is a whole 4 pages, and then keep your ears open so that you can listen to the story. I'm going to take annotations and notes as well, just because I have to for my class, and I pay attention to them because most likely the things that I note on when I'm annotating will be the things I ask questions about. And if you're the first person to answer the question correctly, you know what that means. You get free art. And who doesn't love free art? Am I right? Right. So I just turned on my air conditioning, so it's gonna get a little bit louder. Alright. Here we go. Let me tilt down my screen so you all can see my book. This is how I do the actual reading part. And then when I draw... Okay. And I'm actually going to start this over because it's almost... Okay. The Man I Killed. His jaw was in his throat. His upper lip and teeth were gone. His one eye was shut, and the other eye was a star-shaped hole. His eyebrows were thin and arched like a woman's. His nose was undamaged, and there was a slight tear at the lobe of one ear. His clean black hair was swept upward into a cowlick in the rear of his skull. His forehead was slightly freckled. His fingernails were clean. The skin at his left cheek was peeled back in 3 ragged strips. His right cheek was smooth and hairless. There was a butterfly on his chin. His neck and all of Kwang soon, he hoped. He kept hoping and hoping always, even when he was asleep. So I don't think that Tim O'Brien actually knows what this guy was thinking. This is just what he thinks this kid was thinking. So I'm going to say Tim O'Brien was guessing what the man he killed thought. Kind of like you look at someone when you're passing the street, you know, and you're like, I wonder what they go home and do, you know? If I change it into a cat skull, would that still count as the same thing? I guess. I don't know. Do whatever you want. You can answer the questions on here or Amina. Whichever person, like, wherever you answer, it doesn't matter. Whoever answers first is the person. So I'd recommend answering here because I think it'd be quicker. Yeah. Okay. Soon, he hoped. He kept hoping and hoping, always, even when he was asleep. Oh, man. You fucking trashed the fucker, Azar said. There we go. Everything should be good now. There? Everything good? There? Everything good? Should be. It should be. You guys here? Everything good? Refresh. Refresh. Liam, that front room needs to be ready for the guest. And I need you to go downstairs and spray some nice smelly stuff, okay? Thank you. We're gonna have company over later today, so. Alright, so. Okay. I'm gonna start back from this from page 119. Okay. Okay, then, I take it back, Azar said. He started to move away, then stopped and said, Rice Krispies, you know. On the dead test, this particular individual gets an A+. Basically, he says he's very dead. Smiling at this, he shrugged and walked up the trail toward the village behind the trees. Kiowa kneeled down. Just forget that crud, he said. He opened up his canteen and held it out for a while and then sighed and pulled it away. No, sweet man. No sweat, man. What else could you do? Later, Kiowa said, I'm serious. Nothing anybody could do. Come on, stop staring. The trail junction was shaded by a row of trees and tall brush. The slim young man lay with his legs in the shade. His jaw was in his throat. His one eye was shut and the other was a star-shaped hole. Kiowa glanced at the body. All right, let me ask a question, he said. You want to trade places with him? Turn it all upside down? You want that? I mean, be honest. The star-shaped hole was red and yellow. The yellow part seemed to be getting wider, spreading out at the center of the star. The upper lip and gum and teeth were gone. This is so gruesome and descriptive. I hate it. The man's head was cocked at a wrong angle, as if loose at the neck, and the neck was wet with blood. Ugh, this is so gross. Think it over, Kiowa said. Then later he said, Tim, it's a war. The guy wasn't Heidi. He had a weapon, right? It's a tough thing for sure. But you gotta cut out that staring. Then he said, maybe you better lie down a minute. Then after a long, empty time, he said, take it slow. Just go wherever the spirit takes you. The butterfly was making its way along the young man's forehead, which was spotted with small, dark freckles. The nose was undamaged. The skin on the right cheek was smooth and fine-grained and hairless. Frail-looking, delicately boned, the young man would not have wanted to be a soldier, and in his heart would have feared performing badly in battle. Even as a boy, growing up in the village of Mackay, he had often worried about this. He imagined covering his head and lying in a deep hole and closing his eyes and not moving until the war was over. He had no stomach for violence. He loved mathematics. I think maybe this is talking about I feel like okay. It kind of feels to me like he's talking about himself, not that kid. Maybe he is talking about himself. Does that make sense to anyone else? Like, it kind of feels like he's talking about himself, because in previous chapters, especially in, it's not How to Tell a True War Story, but one of the ones before this, he's talking about how he didn't want to go to war, and he even tried to, like, go to Canada, and then eventually just said, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed, so he went back. But you're right, not as bad as the buffalo. That was pretty bad. Sorry for asking so much. I'm just very now. I just found the Phantom this summer. It's really awesome being in the Phantom. I'm very happy about it. Oh, the fandom, not the Phantom. Fandom. F-A-N-D-O-M. Fandom. Phantom is like a ghost. A fandom is what we are. Okay. So anyways, yeah, it kind of sounds like he's talking about... So I'm going to use one of those great... Oh, where'd my sticky notes go? Sticky notes! Sticky notes! Oh no, they're gone. Oh, there they are. They disappeared onto the floor. So I'm going to put an orange sticky note because it made me question. Because I don't know if that's true, but just to me, it sounds like Tim is talking about himself. Okay. He loved mathematics. His eyebrows were thin and arched like a woman's. And at school, the boys sometimes teased him about how pretty he was. the arched eyebrows and long, shapely fingers, and on the playground they mimicked a woman's walk and made fun of his smooth skin and his love for mathematics. The young boy could not make himself fight them. He often wanted to, but he was afraid, and this increased his shame. If he could not fight little boys, he thought, how could he ever become a soldier and fight the Americans with the airplanes and helicopters and bombs? It did not seem possible. In the presence of his father and uncles, he pretended to look forward to doing his patriotic duty, which was also a privilege. But at night, he prayed with his mother that the war might end soon. Beyond anything else, he was afraid of disgracing himself, and therefore his family and village. But all he could do, he thought, was wait and pray, and try not to grow up too fast. "Listen to me," Kiowa said. "You feel terrible. I know that." Then he said, "Okay, maybe I don't know." Along the trail, there were small blue flowers shaped like bells. The young man's head was wrenched sideways, not quite facing the flowers, and even in the shade a single blade of sunlight sparkled against the buckle of his ammunition belt. The left cheek was peeled back with 3 ragged strips. The wounds on his neck had not yet clotted, which made him seem intimate even in death, the blood still spreading out across his shirt. Kiowa shook his head. There was some silence before he said, "Stop staring." The young man's fingernails were clean. There was a slight tear in the lobe of one ear, a sprinkling blood on the forearm. So he's repeating himself here a lot. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but he's repeated himself a lot. Repeating himself a lot. Put in green. Cough, run, cough. His mind is slipping. Definitely, I think so. I think this was a very traumatic experience for him. The young man's fingernails were clean. There was a slight tear in the lobe of one ear, a sprinkling of blood on the forearm. He wore a gold ring on the 3rd finger of his right hand. His chest was sunken and poorly muscled, a scholar maybe. His life was now a constellation of possibilities. So yes, maybe a scholar. And for years, despite his family's poverty, the man I killed would have been determined to continue his education in mathematics. The means for this were arranged, perhaps, through the village liberation cadres. I don't know that. Okay, this is page 122. The village cadres. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to collect vocabulary words as well, so that I had to take a second to write that down. And in 1964, the young man began attending classes at the University of Sejong, where he avoided politics and paid attention to the problems of calculus. He devoted himself to the studies. He spent his nights alone, wrote romantic poems in his journal, took pleasure in the grace and beauty of differential equations. Oh, I hate differential equations. I really don't like math that much. The war, he knew, would finally take him. But for the time being, he would not let himself think about it. He had stopped praying. Instead, now, he waited. And as he waited, in his final year at the university, he fell in love with a classmate, a girl of 17, who one day told him that his wrists were like the wrists of a child, so small and delicate, and who admired his narrow waist and the cowlick that rose up like a bird's tail at the back of his head. She liked his quiet manner. She laughed at his freckles and bony legs. One evening, perhaps, they exchanged gold rings. Now, One Eye was a star. "You okay?" Kiowa said. The corpse lay almost entirely in shade. There were gnats in the mouth, little flecks of pollen drifting above the nose. The butterfly was gone. The bleeding had stopped except for the neck wounds. Kiowa picked up the rubber sandals, clapping off the dirt, then bent down to search the body. He found a pouch of rice, a comb, a fingernail clipper, a few solid piasters. Piasters? I don't know what that is either. A few solid piasters. Okay. A snapshot of a young woman standing in front of a parked motorcycle. Kiowa placed these items in his rucksack, along with the gray ammunition belt and the rubber sandals. Then he squatted down. "I'll tell you the straight truth," he said. "The guy was dead the second he stepped on the trail. Understand me? We all had him zoned. A good kill. Weapon, ammunition, everything." Tiny beads of sweat had glistened at Kiowa's forehead. His eyes moved from the sky to the dead man's body, to the knuckles of his own hands. "So listen, you best pull your shit together. Can't just sit here all day." Later, he said, "Understand?" Then he said, 5 minutes, Tim. 5 more minutes and we're moving out." The One Eye did a funny twinkling trick, red to yellow. His head was wrenched sideways, as if loose at the neck, and the dead young man seemed to be staring at some distant object beyond the bell-shaped flowers along the trail. The blood at the neck had gone in a deep purplish black. Clean fingernails, clean hair. He had been a soldier for only a single day. After his years at the university, the man I killed returned with his new wife to the village of McKay, where he enlisted as a common rifleman of the 48th Viet Cong Battalion. He knew he would die quickly. He knew he would see a flash of light. He knew he would fall dead and wake up in the stories of his village and people. Kiowa covered the body with a poncho. "Hey, you're looking better," he said. "No doubt about it. All you needed was time. Some mental R&R. Then he said, "Man, I'm sorry." Then later he said, "Why not talk about it?" Then he said, "Come on, man, talk." He was a slim, dead, almost dainty young man of about 20. He lay with one leg bent beneath him, his jaw in his throat, the face neither expressive nor inexpressive. One eye was shut, the other was a star-shaped hole. "Talk," Kiowa said. So, I think, is repeating something? Repetition, yeah, that is. Okay, so, I'm going to put the repetition one here. So, only about how the man looks after being shot. I'm going to put another star that says talks about what could have been. I think that's all. Liam, are you showered and in clean clothes? Did you comb your hair? Will you please comb it nicer to the side? Thank you. The other side, the way your hair parts, weirdo. Thank you. Okay, we just finished that chapter. I think that the repetition, that's probably the strongest way I've ever seen repetition used in a chapter. That was really impactful, I think. Let me see, there's one of these things. There's somewhere in here, he said. I don't even see where it is. But that was just, that was a hard chapter to read. Oh my god. That was, like, I really need a second this time. I'm glad I'm taking this art break. Okay. So. It is a very interesting story. This is definitely not what all of it is like. So, for everybody who's here, we got 6 people. 6 people. I'm assuming all 6 of you have just listened to me read these 4 pages. And now, it's time for the question. And whoever answers the question first gets free art. It most likely will just be a lined piece. If I'm really feeling it, I might color it. But it won't just be a sketch. It will be an actual lined piece. So, that's how much I appreciate people being here. You have no clue. So, question. Which rhetorical device is used most often in the chapter The Man I Killed from the book The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien? Which rhetorical device is used most often in this chapter we just read? Whoever answers first gets the art. Which rhetorical device was used most often? I said it. I did say it. I made a tab about it, and I said this rhetorical device was used a lot. And I said why. So, again, one more time. Which rhetorical device was used in this chapter the most often? You're on the right path, but I think you spelled it wrong. Let me see if anyone in the Amino chat said anything. No one in the Amino chat has said anything yet. I'm not going to count it unless it's the right thing, because I don't know if that's actually what you meant or if you meant something else, so. Okay, again, which rhetorical device? I know it's a little bit of a hard question. Repetition. Ding, ding, ding. Teddy Ursa Chan, do you have an Amino? Because if you do, send me your ref on Amino in that Amino chat that I made. Actually, I will link that chat to this. Yes, Teddy's right. Repetition. So, repetition is the most, and that is definitely one of the rhetorical devices, and I think it's supposed to demonstrate how much the death of this guy impacted Tim, and how it's just going over and over and over in his head, and he's just thinking, and he just is staring at this guy, and he's like, this is like this, and this is like this, and I can't believe this, and he was just a student, and I can't believe I've done this, I've ruined this guy. Like, he's just mentally really messed up about this, and I think the repetition is meant to replicate that, to show the reader what they're thinking about this. Alright, you can do that, Foxy. Yeah, Foxy. Okay, so, yeah, so, the one thing they say a lot is he talks about the skin on the cheek, he talks about the star-shaped hole in his eye a lot, he talks about the tilt of the head, he talks about the way the splatter of the blood, so he repeats a lot of things, using the repetition. I think it's supposed to give you this idea of how he's feeling in his head, you know. Alright, bye, Chanel. Alright, so, card, and you know what time it is. Maybe you don't. I know what time it is. Time to draw. That's it. It's just time to draw. Now I gotta turn this thing upside down. Not you. You. Go like this. Take you down. Transition. There we go. Now it's upside down so you guys can see from my perspective what I am drawing. Have fun with the story. Thank you so much. I'm surprised. That was kind of a hard question. So. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Someone posted their ref, I don't know where. Oh, I found you. Okay. Teddy Ursa. What is it? It's a bear? Is that a bear? Thank you. Yeah, I found it. Are you... is it a bear? I think it's a bear. A bear. Yes, okay. Then I know what I'm going for. Alright, sorry. I'm not very good at bears, so heed my warning. I'm actually going to look up a little reference for a bear really quick. I'm not going to copy it, I'm just going to look at it I'm just going to look at some pictures of bears to get an idea of what I'm doing. What kind of bear is it? Actually, I think probably I could just draw a bear and it'll be close enough. Right. So I'm not going to draw too hard, but you'll be able to see it better when I start lining. Also, you can win more than once. You don't only have to, like, guess once and just... Oh, actually, I totally went with the wrong shape here. You don't only have to answer a question once. You can answer it as many times as you want. It's really just whoever answers correctly first. So you don't have to stay quiet if you've already gotten a piece of art. However, I will not do the same person twice in a row. That's the only way I won't do it. Like, I won't do twice in a row. They have sort of these diamond-shaped, like, stewy head things going on. And then, like, a separate... Like, super fluffy ears. Tell everybody I'm on my way, but I'm loving every step I take. I'm on my way. Tell everybody I don't know. I know that the big thing for bears is they've got that, like, that lip, you know? But I think probably just, like, this will probably work for right now. Because it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. That looks like a bear. I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. It's too far down. Aha. Ah. It's hard getting them even. Okay, so here's the sketch we've got so far. I don't hate it. It looks like a bear. I just realized my music stopped. I've been sitting here in silence. We're going to bear with you. I'm sorry, that was funny. My dad called me for a discussion. Sorry I missed everything. Sad. He was giving me another lecture. Well, it's alright. I'm just going to drop hints, you know, give everyone a chance. That's a good idea. Alright, I'm gonna line this now. Because I think pretty much... Is it a boy or a girl? Because actually, I might have to change some things if it's a girl. I just sort of assumed it was a boy. I didn't really check. Let me check. It doesn't... Oh, it is a girl. It's a girl. I was wrong. Okay. That's fine. All I gotta do is just put some eyelashes on it. It'll look good. It'll look like a girl then. Because we all know men don't have eyelashes. It's true, right? It's so fucking stupid. Okay. Alrighty. It's no brother bear, but it's the best I've got. Alrighty. Lining pens. One second. Okay, I'm back. I had to go check on something really quickly. Now let's try this music. I'm gonna click autoplay, just in case, because okay. Sorry for that delay there. He has fabulous eyelashes. I love the drawing, but I might have to go. A good night, everyone. Well, good night. Enjoy your night. I don't like this one. Maybe this one? Sounds good so far. You'll find something right there where you left it. I'm upside down. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna keep listening to this one because I don't want to get copyrighted and I hear Adventure Time, so here, 24/7 lo-fi hip-hop beats to chill, study, and relax. And here is more gosh darn ads. Talk over them. There you go. Watching a stream while I stream. Can't beat that. Alright. I'm kinda happy with this. It looks like a bear. I have trouble with different species a lot. So I actually really do like getting to practice with different species. Ones I don't usually draw, you know. I have a character that's like a bear-wolf hybrid. His name's Coda, and he loves baseball. I just draw him as a thick boy all the time. So sorry it's not great. I'm not great at drawing bears, like I said. But it definitely kind of looks like a bear, so I'm not, like, extremely disappointed with it. Like I thought I was gonna be. I thought I would, like, hate it way more. But I actually kind of like how this turned out. Yep! Come here! There we go. Oh man, it looks a little cross-eyed. Sad. Oh, I'm sorry it looks cross-eyed. I'm sad. Oh, this way. There we go. I think maybe I made the ears a little too big, but I don't know. She likes cookies. Now there's a little cookie next to her, because she likes cookies. There we go. That's the finished piece right there. Woo. Well, so now in my last stream, I'll just show them just because. This was one I did. This was one of the colored ones I ended up doing, which I had a lot of fun with. I also did this one. And I did the one you guys just saw, which was the bear. This bear. I don't know which one I'll do next. Depends on who answers the question right, you know? Alright, so now art stuff. Let's put that away so I don't get distracted. And get back on topic. So, I'm gonna flip myself around. You can't see it yet because I'm still changing it in the other side of my studio mode. Also, reminder that donations are very much appreciated. If you have a PayPal, you can donate through PayPal. You can donate with a debit or a credit card, although I don't recommend donating with a credit card. Please don't do that. I'm not worth credit. I almost clicked stop streaming instead of transition. That would have been bad. I will. I'm going to take pictures of those, of all the ones I've done at the end of this stream, which might have to end soon, which I'm really hoping not, because I really want to finish this today. Anyways, look how close, though. We're way more than half. So now the next chapter, Ambush, is 2 pages long. So let's get done with this chapter so we can do the next free art. So, let's get started. I think, did I write things? Yeah, I did write things for the last one. I was just making sure I did double entries. I actually have to start a new double entry page, so. Anybody at home wants to keep their own double entry reading journal and then send it to me, that would be cool too. I could see what you guys are thinking. So a double entry reading log is basically you write quotes directly from the reading, words, phrases, or sentences that you clearly suggest meaning that you simply like. Write down anything you find challenging or different. Write down parts you don't understand or have questions or problems with. List words and meaning. Words whose meanings you don't know for sure. I'm doing that on a separate paper, though. And if you want to, you can draw pictures or diagrams to help you understand the reading. For me, though, I mostly do stuff that I find impactful, stuff I have questions about, and sometimes direct quotes. If it's like a really impactful quote, sometimes I'll write that one down. So yeah, you can do that at home, too, if you're following along and you got a piece of paper. Just fold a piece of paper in half, and on the left side, start writing down those things I said, and when we're done with the reading, you go back to those and you comment on what you said to help you understand how you read, basically, and how you understand reading. It's sort of a self-evaluation type of thing to help you become a better reader. Okay, I just got the message about the adding me to a Discord. I will give that on a little bit. Alright, let's start on this next chapter. I'm blowing out this candle, and I'm going to replace it with my short candle, just because I think that one gives a little more light, actually. Also, I like the smell of it better. It does give a little bit more light, don't you think? I think it's because it's a lighter colored candle, so the whole candle lights up instead of it just being the very top. Let's read. Yep, let's read. Okay. Everything ready, sticky notes, candle. Alright. Ambush. When she was 9, my daughter Kathleen asked if I had ever killed anyone. She knew about the war. She knew I'd been a soldier. "You keep writing these war stories," she said, "so I guess you must have killed somebody." It was a difficult moment, but I did what seemed right, which was to say, "Of course not," and then to take her onto my lap and hold her for a while. Someday, I hope, she'll ask again. But here, I want to pretend she's a grown-up. I want to tell her exactly what happened, or what I remember happening. And then, I want to say to her that as a little girl, she was absolutely right. This is why I keep writing war stories. Okay, so this is almost like a prequel to what we just read. Like, what we just read is going to be the ending of this story, I think. Oh, I've heard that quote. Which quote? I'm curious now, Keeney. Also, Keeney, I really want to draw Keeney, so try to answer the next one real quick. That way I can draw Keeney next, because I know that character pretty well, and I feel like I owe you some new art or something. I mean, I don't, like, owe you art, obviously, but I don't know. I want to draw you art. I just feel like drawing you art, so the next, the one about the girl. When she was 9, my daughter Kathleen asked if I had killed anyone. She knew about the war. She knew I'd been a soldier. You keep writing these war stories, she said, so I guess you must have killed somebody. It was a difficult moment, but I did what seemed right, which was to say, of course not, and then take her up onto my lap and hold her for a while. Someday, I hope, she'll ask again. But here, I wanted to pretend she was grown up. I'll tell you exactly what happened, or how I remember it happening, and I wanted to say to her that as a little girl, she was absolutely right. This is why I keep writing war stories. Okay, that's alright, Keeney. I'll just draw you some art later, honestly. Like, we're mutuals, so. Wait, you know what, Keeney? Type something in chat real quick. Just really quick. Type something in chat. Oh, I don't like this song. Just type anything you want into chat. Just type something random. Like, I don't know, like... Do you see what I did? I did a thing. I added you as a moderator. Alright, I'm finding some new music, guys. You are welcome. Use your power responsibly. I usually automatically make anyone who's if someone is a mutual, I'll usually make them into a mod. Unless they do something stupid. I might take away your modding privileges if you do something stupid. Which I doubt. So. Oh, I like this one better. I hope this doesn't get dumb. Alright. Let's keep going. So, like I said. Okay, so I'm going to put a star. Say, I think this is the prequel to the previous chapter, The Man I Killed. Alright, bye Keeney, have a good dinner. He was a short, slender young man of about 20. I was afraid of him, afraid of something, and as he passed me on the trail, I threw a grenade that exploded at his feet and killed him. Or to go back. Shortly after midnight, we moved into the ambush site outside my K. The whole platoon was there, spread out in the dense brush along the trail, and for 5 hours nothing at all happened. We were working in 2-man teams, 1 man on guard while the other slept, switching off every 2 hours, and I remember it was still dark when Kiowa shook me awake for the final watch. The night was foggy and hot. For the first few moments I felt lost, not sure about directions, groping for my helmet and weapon. I reached out and found 3 grenades and lined them up in front of me. The pins had already been straightened for quick throwing. And then, for maybe half an hour, I kneeled there and waited. Very gradually, in tiny slivers, dawn began to break through the fog, and from my position, in the brush, I could see 10 or 15 meters up the trail. The mosquitoes were fierce. I remember slapping at them, wondering if I should wake up Kiowa and ask for some repellent, then thinking it was a bad idea, then looking up and seeing the young man come out of the fog. He wore black clothing and rubber sandals and a gray ammunition belt. His shoulders were slightly stooped, his head cocked to side and listening, as if listening for something. He seemed at ease. He carried his weapon in one hand, muzzle down, moving without any hurry up to the center of the trail. With no sound at all, none that I can remember, in a way, it seemed, he was part of the morning fog, or my own imagination, but then was also the reality of what was happening in my stomach. I had already pulled the pin of a grenade. I had come up to a crouch. It was entirely automatic. I did not hate the young man. I did not see him as the enemy. I did not ponder issues of morality or politics or military duty. I crouched and kept my head low. I tried to swallow whatever was rising in my stomach, which tasted like lemonade, something fruity and sour. I was terrified. There were no thoughts about killing. The grenade was to make him go away, just evaporate, and I leaned back and felt my head go empty, and then I felt it fill again. And I had already thrown the grenade before telling myself to throw it. The bush was thick, and I had to lob in high, not aiming, and I remember the grenade seeming to freeze above me for an instant, as if a camera had clicked, and I remember ducking down and holding my breath and seeing little wisps of fog rise from the earth. The grenade bounced once and rolled across the trail. I did not hear it, but there must have been a sound, because the young man dropped his weapon and began to run. Just 2 or 3 quick steps, and he hesitated, swiveling to his right, and glanced down at the grenade, and tried to cover his head, but never did. It occurred to me that he was about to die. I wanted to warn him. The grenade made a popping sound, not soft, but not loud either. Not what I'd expect. And there was a puff of dust and smoke, a small white puff, and the young man seemed to jerk upward as if pulled by invisible wires. He fell on his back. His rubber sandals had been blown off. He lay at the center of the trail, his right leg bent beneath him, his one eye shut, his other eye a huge star-shaped hole. So there is that same star-shaped hole word that they used in the last chapter with the rhetorical device of fun fact, hand grenades are heavy. Yeah, in the first chapter of the things they carried, when they talked about the hand grenades, Yep. Alright. Yeah, I can't remember, but they do say how much hand grenades weigh, and I remember reading it and being like, wow, it's kind of heavy. I didn't think they were that heavy. That was something I didn't know that I learned from that, so. Oh. How long is this chapter? Oh, we're almost done with it. Okay. For me, it was not a matter of live or die. I was in no real peril. Almost certainly the young man would have passed me by, and it will always be that way. Later, I remember, Kai would try to tell me that the Okay, so my parents got home, so I'm gonna go shower, because we do have company coming over. And man, actually, you know what, I'm gonna finish this. I've got one page. I'm gonna finish this book. I'm gonna finish this one, and then I'll stop at the end of this chapter, and ask a question. Answer in the amino chat, and I'll draw there. I'm going to finish this really quick. I'll do the drawing once I get back. Then we can keep going. We've gotten quite a bit done. So, okay. For me, it's not a matter of live or die. I was in no real peril. Almost certainly the young man would have passed me by, and it will always be that way. Later, I remember Kiowa tried to tell me that the man would have died anyway. He told me that it was a good kill, and that I was a soldier, and this was war, and I should shape up and stop staring and ask myself what the dead man would have done if things were reversed. None of it mattered. The words seemed far too complicated, and all I could do was gape at the fact of the young man's body. Even now, I haven't finished sorting it out. Sometimes I forgive myself, other times I don't. In the ordinary hours of life, I try not to dwell on it, but now and then, when I'm reading a newspaper or just sitting alone in a room, I'll look up and see the young man step out of the morning fog. I'll watch him walk toward me, his shoulders slightly stooped, his head cocked to the side, and he'll pass within a few yards of me and suddenly smile, and some secret thought, and then continue up the trail, where it bends back into the fog. The next one is a one-page one, but I really gotta go and shower because I smell, and we have company coming over, so we'll be back. The question is, why does he write war stories? Why does Tim O'Brien write war stories? He said it in this last chapter. Why does he write war stories? Answer in the amino chat. And I will see you all as soon as I get back. Okay, bye.